like I say, those Pearl Harbor submarines that were in a museum, um, they used for only rental. They were painted Lucifer Star white submarines. Those tanks behind them were Lucifer Star White Star oil. Um, they had, like I said, they had killed 3,000 or 6,000. I forget how many kids. There's a double decker ferry, and it was full of kids. Imagine a full size ferry boat with children all across it, top and bottom. It was like 3 or 5 schools of children, and they had worked all summer to save up money to see the ocean for the very first time ever. Those people on TV saying about how they were submarine people and this and that, and General MacArthur showing a picture. Like I said, they couldn't even pay for the parts to fix the submarine. So I was going to rent them out for day use. People could go out in a submarine, go down a little bit, check out what it's like to be in a submarine, and make a little money that way. And maybe pay for the parts and the paint job that I had already put on all 4 submarines. Um, they had, after they blew up the ferry, they surfaced for a minute and then they went back down. They didn't. There were some kids that were kind of like, but they were 4 miles away. They couldn't swim, and they slowly, one by one, went underneath the water. They then reported back, or someone, or they started running a story how it was a Japanese attack. And then later on, they went to Australia, or one of the things, and they snuck up onto shore, and they raped some women. I think it might have been actually been I think they were trying to say, we're Japanese. And the girl knew that they weren't Japanese, and they eventually killed her or something, I think. They're doing, and they snuck in. I don't know, tribal or something stupid. They were pirating around the area. I guess after you kill 3,000 or 6,000 children, nothing really matters to you anymore, does it? Like I say, they weren't part of the American government. They were part of maybe the Republicans and the Democrats. They went from ship to ship. They would barter. They would rape. I think they put a little, I don't know what they were doing exactly. Like I said, they were undocumented because they weren't part of anybody. They're rogue. There was no fighting for America. There was no fighting for any great cause. They were the enemy. And they were being systematically hunted down by both Britain, Germany, and China. And even Russia, if they could get in on it. They hit a couple islands and poisoned a couple Japanese or something like that. Poisoned some food. Then they went around to some other places. I think those were the diesel ones. There was some other some gasoline sub stuff that was also atrocious. Those were my subs though. It was personal, as I say. When they used my subs, when they used my kindness, because I had paid for a brand new paint job, because they were classic submarines, and I had paid for the fuel to fuel them up, and I had even given them a space in my dock at Pearl Harbor. There's a nice big sign saying Submarine Museum Rental. They are not military. They are not honorable. They have no place in my country, or any country really. They are rapists. they're killers, and they're the lowest form of humanity. Honestly. They pirated, they killed innocent people, they raped women, and they lied about it. They have no place at a veterans hall or any kind of real gathering. Technically, they wouldn't even have health benefits, but technically America is supposed to have health care. And under that, and they denied the rest of America health care so they could have health care. And a little bit of spending money. That's what they did. Anyway, if you consider fighting for your country just stealing a bunch of shit and raping women, then I guess they are veterans. I'm just glad I'm alive to say what happened. Like I say, the Japanese should have hunted them down and killed them. I guess killing other innocent Americans or other innocent people. Although the Japanese never killed anyone innocent. They were very systematic about what they did. Like I say, I love the Japanese. I love them. I love the Russians. I love the Germans. I love the British. I despise those people that are called the United States Republicans. If I could, I'd probably kill them myself. Like I said, I blame myself. I thought, what if I had had enough life preservers for 6,000 children? They would have lived. They tried to get me on murder charges because I owned the ferry boat and the submarine. They bankrupted my sub repair base practically, because saying that if they hadn't repaired the sub, then they couldn't have killed those children. Maybe it's true, you can't handle the truth. Yankees unite. Anyway, they're despicable humans. Nothing more than that. 1930 to 1950 and 1960 was a year for the worst people that would call themselves humans. It was going around like a disease. My only part that I played was I was the inventor and the financer. The person that owned the land and the countries and the subs for which they used to kill so many. They tried to bankrupt me and tried to put me in jail for it. I am a great, great person, a great, great man. I really am very rich. But I've changed existence for everyone. Mostly in the better way. Individual actions are not my own, and I did everything I could to have them hunted down and killed. After I heard everything that they tried to do and did do in court, I wanted to have them skinned alive, honestly. I wanted them marched to the ocean and then have them told, keep going. When you swim to the other side, if you make it, that's where you go. I had no mercy for them. I have no pity for them, and I have zero compassion. Like I said, 5 million people probably will be tortured after they die, and they deserve it. They did far, far worse things than just kill a couple thousand children.